What's going on, guys? Super Savage 789 here, bringing you guys a video. And today we're doing War of Naruto had Online Bijuu, episode 4. So before we get into today's video, I just want to say that the like goal for this one's going to be a bit higher than the other three. We're going to put it at 200 likes, because that's how high episode 3 went. And so you guys don't nag at me to get this out quicker. So without further ado, let's get into today's video. It's the day of the tuning exams, and we'll waste no time and immediately we'll jump to the first fight, being Sasuke versus Shino. The first person to attack would be Sasuke with some taijutsu, but Shino would burst into some bugs from the attack. Shino remains back and throws bug clones at Sasuke to analyze his fighting style, which would annoy Sasuke after a couple moments. Once gaining some distance, he activates his Sharingan and begins to analyze the battlefield, locating where his opponent is rather quickly. He uses Fire Style Phoenix Flower Jutsu, fire a bunch of fire attacks at the bug clones, making them all disperse before rushing at Shino. He throws a punch at Shino, which hits him in the face, giving Shino the chance to place a female bug on the Uchiha. A massive squadron of bugs rush at Sasuke, going to consume him now that they know where he is at all times, but Sasuke would be able to outspeed them. None of his attacks seem to work on them, giving him an idea. He leaps at Shino and places 2 explosive tags on his body, giving him an ultimatum. He can either forfeit or can be an explosion. Shino ultimately forfeits, giving Sasuke the win. Next up is Neji against Shikamaru. Knowing of Shikamaru's shadow possession would be useful to the Hyuga, who immediately activates his Byakugan to watch out for the shadow. He rushes at Shikamaru to attack him, but uses his substitution jutsu to get away for a moment and strategize. Using the Byakugan, Neji locates Shikamaru and throws a kunai at him, which makes Shikamaru substitute again. The duo continue this routine for a couple moments, with Neji getting cocky, asking if Shikamaru can constantly use the chakra necessary for this. Then, suddenly his body is paralyzed, confusing him. Your head moved slightly when I was right behind you. It showed me you had a blind spot, so I just took advantage of it. Shikamaru tells Neji as he walks up to him from behind. Then Shikamaru declares his forfeit, thinking this is tiresome, which annoys Neji. He later learns about his father's death, and then mellows out like cannon. Sakura enters the arena against Kiba and Akamaru. The Inuzuka is being cocky due to his win against Oboro, being quick, making Sakura somewhat worried, even though this is Kiba, and he's essentially the Yamcha of Naruto. When the fight begins, Kiba and Akamaru use a human mimicry and beast mimicry combo, before both using the down on all fours jutsu. They rush at Sakura, getting potshots in on her, as she tries to fight back hopelessly. Eventually, she deploys a similar strategy to Naruto, where she turns into Kiba and then Akamaru to make him hurt the dog. Now with only one opponent, Sakura can fight a bit better against Kiba. That's her logic at least. She rushes up behind Kiba holding a kunai and goes to stab him, but Kiba uses down on all fours jutsu to duck the slash and body slams Sakura, bouncing her around the air, where eventually she can barely stand. Genma ultimately calls the fight in Kiba's favour. Ino would be up against Tamari, but the fight would be short for the Yamanaka. Her mind possession jutsu relies on being able to take over her opponent's mind, and has to stay stationary for it to work. Tamari is too quick, plus her wind slashes leave Ino torn up and taken down in a matter of seconds. Finally, we arrive at Naruto against Gaara. Before the fight begins, Naruto goes to give Gaara a fist bump and tells him to have a good fight, which Gaara scoffs at, crossing his arms. Having 9 creatures within you, and they still treat you like a human. Disgusting. You even have that Shukaku beast, solely because my ancestors knew the creature was hot trash. Hearing this angers Naruto, and especially Shukaku. Before Naruto protests, Genma shouts for the fight to begin. Naruto creates a bunch of shadow clones and attacks Gaara. With some sand spears, they're all quickly dispelled. The abundance of clones was incredible to spectate for everyone in the crowd, except for those there to invade. With 10 clones all surrounding Gaara, he places a bunch of crushing sand coffins around them, and crush them in his hand. Before they all dispel, and leave a bloody mess in one, everyone can hear a shout of, Earth-style, Headhunter Jutsu! Gaara drops his sand and sees that there are no longer any Narutos in there, but instead holes. From inside the dirt, everyone hears another shout from the knuckle-headed ninja. Wind-style, Air Bullet! Out of the ground, one after the other, Narutos begin rushing at Gaara, punching him from all angles, drawing some blood from his face, since they're moving so quick with such momentum. When all the Narutos are in the air, they sprout their Chome wings, and all begin spamming more clones, dropping them on top of Gaara, which of course he begins to kill. While he's distracted by the clones on clones tactic, the real Naruto begins to try and control the leftover sand from the sand coffins that Gaara used. He can lift a fair bit and throws it at Gaara, which hits him in the face. It doesn't do damage, and the crowd falls silent at this pitiful attempt at an attack. It would have been much more effective if Naruto knew what he was doing. That sets off a fuse in Gaara as he surrounds himself in sand and begins to summon a jutsu to take down Naruto. It'll cause some trouble for the invasion, so Kabuto uses his knockout jutsu, making Naruto and most of the people in the crowd pass out. As the invasion begins, the Sangenin all flee. Since Naruto has 9 Bijuu, one of them breaks him out fairly quickly and he begins to follow. Using his wings, Naruto begins to chase the Sand Trio, arriving where they are. Kankuro prepares to pull out his puppets and fight back. However, Gaara stops him. Tell me, when I kill you, will the dirty sand creature come back in the land of wind? Shukaku begins to bash against his cage out of sheer rage. Don't talk about Shukaku like that. The only dirty creature here is you. Naruto lunged at Gaara, going to punch him in the face. Without even moving, Gaara consumed Naruto in sand. He began to sweep him up. It surrounds him, consuming him in sand, beginning to crush him and suffocate him. Hearing how Naruto stood up for him, and since he hates Gaara, Shukaku decides to help Naruto, giving him some chakra and support. Now with this Shukaku power-up, Naruto raises his hands and makes the sand surrounding him essentially explode off of his body. So on top of some sand, Naruto hovers over to Gaara, smiling. Gaara and Naruto begin battle, with Naruto using his own sand to hold off Gaara. Naruto is quite powerful, especially with his newfound Shukaku amp. His skills at using the Kekkei Genkai aren't as experienced as Gaara's. However, Naruto's other skills are more than enough to make up for that gap. Sasuke, Sakura, Shikamaru, and Shino all arrive on the scene wanting to help Naruto. They are all noticed by the Sand Duo, who begin fighting against the Genin. Shino and Kankuro have their match quite like canon, with Sasuke playing a less important role in the fight. Tamari tries to intervene, however Shikamaru catches her in a shadow possession. He keeps Sakura nearby Tamari, so if the chakra inevitably fails, Tamari won't be able to move. Gaara looks at Naruto with so much rage, his hatred practically pouring out of him. His hands raise as he shouts that he'll kill them all. A massive sand tsunami begins to fly towards them, making them all panic. Sasuke grabs an unconscious Shino as Tamari grabs Kankuro, and they all begin to move to higher ground further away. Naruto would sprout his wings and begins to fly away. Gaara uses the sand to try and make stray shots to stab him, however they all fall short. This would be his downfall, as all the sand he summoned begins to engulf him. Before Gaara can be killed, Naruto uses his magnet release to hold off the sand long enough to grab Gaara and fly them both out of there. They both land back on the sand, with it now settled, but Gaara, both confused and angry that Naruto saved him, asking why. Naruto simply shrugged with a smirk on his face. I guess it was to prove that I'm not a monster, and neither are the tailed beasts. We all work together to save you. This would have the same effect on Gaara's personality as it did in canon. Back in the Leaf, when the barrier was going around Teruzin, Haku managed to get inside quick enough to try and help the third Hokage. Orochimaru noticed the Executioner's blade, and think that would be an excellent item to add to his collection. When Haku begins to fight Orochimaru using his ice mirrors, the Snake Sanin would be even more interested in this specimen. It would be exciting to experiment on. He grabs Haku by the neck and breathes out a puff of purple smoke, knocking out Haku, angering Hiruzen. Orochimaru uses a jutsu to teleport Haku and his blade back to one of his labs, and him and Hiruzen have his battle like normal. Naruto returns to the village and hears about the disappearance of Haku, becoming enraged. Under the dead of night, he tries to escape the Leaf Village and find his friend, with no leads. He'll merely just guess what to do. While some of the Bijuu argue this, and some are for it, Naruto merely listens to himself. Before Naruto can leave, a bunch of ink snakes grab Naruto from all his limbs, apprehending him. Sai jumps in front of Naruto, asking him what he's doing, which Naruto will tell his friend. Hearing about how Naruto's friend has gone missing, and seeing how beaten up he is about it, Sai promises Naruto that he'll look into it, but he needs to stay in the village. Naruto thanks Sai and returns back home. But guys, that's going to leave it here. Make sure you like and subscribe and comment below to happen in the next episode. I had a lot of fun writing this one. Remember, 200 likes and I'll start working on the next episode. Stay safe with the coronavirus going around. Uploads should be a lot more frequent because of it, because apparently I'm not going back to school for 5 months. And yeah, Bye!